Okay, we're going to try and move through this agenda right now, and what we've done is, as you'll find out when I talk about the forum rules here as well, we have drawn an order that we're going to go through this, and we will start with some candidate introductions. And the order that we've chosen for the first is I will do a quick bio of each individual, and then they will give their prepared remarks, and then we'll go to the second, and then the third, and then we will start to get into the Q&A. So the order to start with tonight is going to be Roger, Sara, and Tom, and read Roger's bio here. Roger Brown moved to Eagle County from the greater Boston area in 1962. He produced almost all of Vail's promotional films between 1962 and 1989. He also shot many airline and ski company films in Vail, adding much to the resort's publicity efforts. His filmmaking career eventually took him on kayaking and climbing adventures all around the world. He's received 4 Emmys among numerous other awards. His proudest accomplishment regarding environmental matters was the creation of a Colorado minimum stream flow law. He also stopped the Denver Water Board from diverting much of the Gore Creek's water to the eastern slope. He flew Jerry Ford around the proposed Eagle Nest Wilderness in a helicopter and showed him dry creeks in the Homestake Project. As a result, when Ford became president, he approved the larger boundaries of the Eagle's Nest Wilderness. In the 1990s, he took on the battle to stop a federal land's grazing fee increase. His reasoning was that putting ranchers out of business only spawned more development. This was a radical change in thinking for some eastern environmentalists who saw ranching as an overgrazing issue. Now most of the environmental community is trying to save ranches. Roger will take a 2-minute opening remarks.
I should have given you that introduction because you took away everything I wanted to say. Interestingly enough, I also made a film for Trout Unlimited with Kurt Gowdy. It was called If We Don't, Who Will, which is a pretty apt title, I think, still today. The minimum stream flow law, I can explain a little bit about that. Colorado water law used to say, first in time is first in right. Use it or lose it. And in order to put it to beneficial use, you have to take the water out of the stream. What we did was change the law so you could claim the water in the stream. I also made a film on oil shale, and I think oil shale mining, if you want to call it that, is going to be a serious problem for us in the future, and something I think I know how to address. It's a very, very poor source of fuel, about 1/4 as energy, contains about 1/4 the energy of coal. But some people are determined to mine it. There's more oil shale, 3 times more oil in the shale in western Colorado than there is in Saudi Arabia in reserves. So it's very big, 800 billion barrels. It's going to take 3 barrels of water for every barrel of oil. So, I'm sorry, I'm running out of time. Well, let me go back just briefly. I see my role. I'm not going to cover all the things I want to do for the county, but I think I can handle the threats to our environment, water, threats to our air because of oil and gas development. I think I can work hard on the transition from fossil fuel to renewable energy resources. And I think I can do a lot which helping the county move from a construction economy to a service economy. Thank you.
Thanks, Roger. Some quick facts about Sara Fischer. She grew up on a cattle ranch in south central Montana, studied and lived in Mexico during high school and college. Been an Eagle County resident since 1978. Eagle County clerk and recorder from 93 to 2003. She's been in the hotel, restaurant, and resort fields. She's been a countywide volunteer with a commitment to serve others, resident of Gypsum District Number 3 for 14 years, an active church member and a former director of parish life. Married to Bill Fischer for 16 years, an Eagle County resident since 1968. She enjoys hiking, skiing, horseback riding, family, friends, and her dog. Sara, time for your opening remarks.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for being here. It's certainly a Colorado October day. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Sara Fischer, and I'm the Democratic candidate for County Commissioner. And as Craig said, I grew up in a ranching community in south central Montana. And part of what is important to me in Eagle County is not only the open space in Eagle County and preserving what we can, but also supporting the interests of the working ranches and a desire to protect their development rights and work with them to make things feasible. My 10 years experience as Eagle County's clerk and recorder were phenomenal, providing me a great opportunity to get to know the valley from one end to the other, and the Roaring Fork Valley as well. And during the 10 years that I was county clerk and recorder, saw the population in our county double. My leadership skills were proven not only locally, but also on a statewide basis, as I served in the executive board of the Colorado State Association of County Clerks and Recorders and was the president during my last year in office. I have 28 years of living and working in the valley in a variety of venues, and each step has given me an opportunity to do something greater and give more to my community. And that's what I intend to do as county commissioner. I'm a true local, one who's worked hard for everything that I've gotten, and I take absolutely nothing for granted. I was sharing with a friend the other day that I grew up in this valley. I have 22 years of living here, or 28 years of living here. I was only 22 when I moved to town. And as the conversation continued, I actually recanted that, and I said, actually, this valley has grown me up. It's the people of Eagle County who have given me opportunities and seen potential in what I do and how I do things, and that have encouraged me and helped me find the way to serve the county greater. And that's what I hope and will continue to do as when I'm elected county commissioner.
Thank you, Sara. Lastly, Tom Edwards is resident of Gypsum, 63 years old, married to his wife Margaret for 40 years, a graduate of the University of Southern California with a degree in architecture, served 2 years in the U.S. Army, and worked for a small architectural firm for 7 years prior to starting his own architecture and construction business, which he ran for 20 years. Tom, why don't you give us your opening statement?
Thank you very much, and I apologize to those who heard me last night. This is kind of the same thing, but a little over 7 months ago, my wife and I had my sister and her husband over for dinner to discuss my running for the position of Eagle County Commissioner. We talked about the party assembly, campaigning, and the prospects of becoming a commissioner. During most of the conversation, my wife Margaret sat quietly at the table. Finally, my brother-in-law turned to my wife and said, "Well, Margaret, what do you think about all of this?" Without even hesitating, she said, "It's not grounds for divorce." With that, I'd like to say that was kind of where I started into this. What I want to say tonight is what I've done over the last 10 years to try and help make Eagle County a better place to live. I'm going to break this down into categories of the things I've done. In the Upper Valley, I volunteered for the 89-99 World Alpine Ski Championships. I've been a volunteer for 9 years on Vail's Community Guest Service Program and plan on going back for the 10th year this year. I volunteer each year for the Vail Valley Foundation World Cup Races, American Ski Classic, and other events put on by the foundation. In the Middle and Lower Valley, I work as a member of the Eagle River Preserve Steering Committee. I've been on Gypsum's Town Council for 8 years, and prior to that, I was on the Planning and Zoning Commission. I've served as a member of the Eagle Valley Chamber of Commerce Board for 7 years. I still serve as chairman of their scholarship committee, where we give 4 scholarships each year to Eagle Valley High School students. I was chosen as the Eagle Valley Chamber of Commerce's Citizen of the Year for 2000, and I serve on the Gypsum Days Committee and am the director of the Gypsum Days 5K Run. For the entire valley, I volunteer with RSVP, and I have over 1,000 hours of volunteer service in the President's Volunteer Award. I'm on the board of directors of the United Way of the Eagle River Valley and the board of directors of the Eagle Valley Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Open Space Advisory Committee, and I was elected to the Home Rule Charter Committee. Hope we just made that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those opening statements.